Hello everyone, and welcome to Sakura Succubus 3. Hello everyone, and welcome. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Alright everybody, are you having a good time? Yeah! Yay, hearing that makes me super happy. Thank you for your continued support from the bottom of my heart. That's game to Williams. She's taken the championship. Williams wins with a score of 6-2. Williams wins. Alright. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. When I was still a beginner, I knew I couldn't afford to take a single fan of mine for granted. Your love and affection meant the world to me. You cheered me on, so I knew I had to keep going. I didn't want to let any of you guys down. If I did that, I wouldn't be able to call myself an idol ever again. My path was a hard one, but I never gave up. I devoted my life, my very soul, to pursue the pursuit of being an idol. And now I finally made it. Can anything stop this woman? Her string of victories is unparalleled. She's been playing professional tennis for less than 2 years, but she's already made great waves in the sports world. I think Hazel will be somebody to keep your eyes on in the future. I'm standing on this huge stage in front of thousands and thousands of people. I never felt more humbled in my life. You guys are my light, my life, and my love. My heart belongs to every single one of you. And so I'm going to dedicate this next song to you. This is my latest single, Overflowing Feelings. Let's go. I did it. I won. I can't believe it. Thank you for supporting me, everybody. I love you all. I'm gonna keep doing my very best. Hey, you. Let's all applaud Hazel Williams, Japanese up-and-coming prodigy. Alright, I think I've had enough of this. Hey, what's the big idea? Yeah, Hiroki, what are you doing? I was watching that. Oh, were you? Were you really? I plant my hands on my hips, unimpressed. Both of you and Hazel are sitting in front of the TV in my small, cramped apartment. They were fighting for the remote control about 2 seconds ago, until I decided to step in. I snatched up the remote from Hazel's clutches before Ayu could, and now the TV screen is black. I was getting sick of them swapping the channels over and over. I may have gotten a headache if things had carried on like that. You weren't really trying to watch the TV, you just wanted to watch yourselves and your own accomplishments. Good grief. I sigh, still clutching the remote. I don't plan to give it back in a hurry. With great power comes great responsibility. And neither of them are mature enough to handle it. And also, neither one of them are Spider-Man. What about the odds? What are the odds that they'd be airing one of your concerts at the same time one of Hazel's tournaments? This is like a recipe for disaster. My concert was not a disaster. Ayu puffs her cheeks out in a pout. It was wonderful, highly acclaimed in fact. And my tournament wasn't a disaster either. Didn't you see how good I did? I was like super amazing. Don't you want to watch even more? It only gets better, I promise. No, he doesn't. Hiroki wants to watch me perform. No, he wants to watch me play. No, he wants to watch me. Me! Alright, fine. Let's settle this like adults. Hiroki? Ayu stabs a finger in my direction. Who would you rather watch? So, I get a choice? That's unusually considerate, coming from Ayu. That's a shame it's too late now. I mean, I already have a headache. If you like, now hurry up. I'm a busy woman and I don't have all day. Alright, fine. I heave a sigh. Though I have a choice in the matter, supposedly, I don't think that you or Hazel are at all interested in my opinion. In fact, in that case, does it really matter what I say? Oh well, let's give it a shot. I'm gonna say I don't want to right now. I don't want to watch either of you. I'm sorry, but I don't really want to watch either of you right now. Not if you're going to make that much noise. Huh? You don't? You don't want to see me perform? I've seen you perform in person before, you. I already know how talented you are. As for you, Hazel, I've seen you practice in the tennis courts a bunch of times. I'm well aware of your skills. Neither of you need to try and impress me. I'm impressed already. You're both very accomplished women. Now, can't we all try to be friends? And can't we leave the TV alone? The poor thing is pretty old. I'm afraid it'll short circuit. It has to withstand even more intense channel hopping. You pouts. Like I'd want to be friends with a muscle-bound Amazon like her. An Amazon? That's actually kind of cool. I wonder if I could crush a man's head between my thighs. Hee hee. But I guess it's unbecoming of me to argue so bitterly. I'm supposed to be an idol. It's my job to bring love and happiness to people. I must swallow my own discontent and put on a big smile. Kira? I don't know what that... You makes a peace sign with both hands, all the while fluttering her big anime eyes. I know this is just an act. You, despite her public image, is pretty caustic, but it's an effective one. Nobody's better at turning on the charm than Akua Yu, known among her fans as Ayua Yu. She can go from 0 to 100 in about 0.2 seconds. Oh, that's the patent Ayu wink I've heard so much about. You really are adorable, Ayu. It's no wonder you're so popular. Hey, what are you doing? Get off me. I won't. You're too adorable. Adorable. Don't baby talk me, and don't pat my head. You'll get my hair all messed up, you dolt. Idiot. Garbage. Worthless human refuse. Worthless human refuse is a bit much, even coming from you, don't you think? Moreover, you and Hazel aren't real humans, though they might look the part. They are in actual fact succubi. I know, it's hard to believe, isn't it? I had a pretty tough time when I first learned about the existence of succubi in the succubus realm. As it transpires, a lot of famous and successful women across the world are succubi. Succubi harvest magical energy through intimate relations, as the legend says. But they can only gain energy through being liked, loved, praised, and revered. As much, many succubi are driven to come to the human world to seek out fame. Through a series of events too complicated to go into right now, I was able to meet 5 succubi famous in various fields. First, I ran into Ayu. Her full name is Akua Yu, and she's Japanese top idol. She acts sweet and cute on stage, but that's pretty much all for show. She actually has a cutting tongue, and she can be incredibly harsh. Next, I met Watsuzaki Marina. She's a revered businesswoman who runs a successful clothing company, despite being rather young. She's an aloof, cool-headed woman, but she's a sweetheart deep down. Then there's Cosmos Moretti. Cosmos is half Japanese, half Italian girl who rose to prominence via social media. She has a huge number of followers on the image-sharing website Rapid Pound, where she consistently uploads photos of herself in various saucy outfits. There's also Yamamoto Hifumi, the famous actress. She's been in the entertainment industry for over a decade, and she's beloved by the general public for her calm, gentle demeanor. Finally, there's Hazel Williams. Hazel's father's American, and I think she grew up there. She's an easygoing, laid-back woman, most of the time at least. She's a famous tennis star, and she practices almost every single day. These women all fell for me, for one reason or another, and now I'm almost never alone. It's hard to give equal amounts of attention to 5 different women, particularly when they all have such busy schedules, but I think I do a decent job of it. It's a challenge, but I've never been one to back down from those. Spending time with all of these clever, interesting, beautiful women is very rewarding. And there are perks to it, too. Right now, though, I feel a bit of a loss. I feel at a bit of a loss. I'm flattered that you and Hazel dropped by to pay me a visit, but it's getting pretty late. I have to go to work tomorrow, you know. I'm sure you do as well. Maybe we should postpone this little get-together. What do you say? Huh? Postpone it? Hazel stares at me open-mouthed. But I've been looking forward to seeing you for ages, Hiroki. I've been so busy this last month we've barely had a chance to talk. Well, it's not like I really care about seeing you or anything. Ah, here we go with the whole Sunday or to the Sunday routine. I don't know. You does this so often. She has it down to a fine art. Who does she think she's fooling anyway? She might be able to trick her fans, but to me, she's incredibly transparent. But it would be a shame to go home already. I haven't spent nearly enough time with you yet. Sorry. But don't you have an upcoming tennis tournament, Hazel? And aren't you recording a new single of you? I'd hate for you to jeopardize your careers for my sake. You're always so considerate. That's why I love you so much, Hiroki. Yeah. You winces. Look at you, dropping the L-bomb so quickly. That sort of love is so cheap. Don't you have any shame? Hazel considers for a few moments, then she says cheerfully, Nope. I suppose I should expect as much, coming from a woman who never wears any underwear. There ain't nothing wrong with that. I just don't like it. Human beings weren't meant to wear underwear. It's unnatural. I don't think humans were meant to wield rackets and hit balls across courts, but here we are. That's different. That's that. And this is this. You know, I feel strongly about this whole no underwear thing of you. In fact, Hazel toys with the hem of her pleated skirt. I'm not wearing any underwear right now. Do you want to see? Well, I'm not opposed to the idea, but... Why, you grabs hold of Hazel's ponytail and tugs it. Stop trying to make moves on Hiroki when I'm here, you uncultured swine. Why can't I? We've done all sorts of naughty things together. I don't see why it should be such a problem now. It's a problem because you're not alone. You can't flirt with Hiroki all brazen-like in front of me. It's degenerate. Oh. Hazel grins. So are you saying you're never done anything degenerate with Hiroki, Ayu? Well, that is... Ayu glances away, her face flushed. In any case, I don't like watching you slobber over him. It's embarrassing. You really need to learn some restraints. Aw, don't be like that, Ayu. If you got a problem with me being lovey-dovey with Hiroki, why don't you join in? Huh? Ayu steps back. What is this nonsense? It's not like I want to hold him, or kiss him, or anything. I'm sure you don't. Hoo. You're so cute, Ayu, even when you don't mean to be. You can say the meanest of things, but deep down you're still an innocent little girl. I'm not innocent, and I'm most definitely not little. I know how to flatter men as well as the next woman. I just don't, because I have more self-respect than that. It's not like I want to lavish attention on Hiroki or anything. Does that mean you don't mind if I lavish attention on him instead? No, if you're going to do that, you'll probably make all sorts of amateur mistakes. You're too clumsy. Really? Hazel giggles. I think I'm pretty good at handling balls myself. No. I met Hiroki before you did, and I'm the one with real experience. I'll show you how it's done. You're being big and brutish and clumsy, so you should probably sit this one out. Let me put it in terms you understand. Even with the empty head of yours, you're being benched. Getting feisty now, aren't we? That's cute, too. I love handsome guys, but cute girls are also great. Being scolded by Japanese top idol is getting me excited. I just can't hold back any longer. Oh, God. Oh, they look cute together. Hiroki. The things sure are escalating fast. I guess it's to be expected given these girls are succubi, but still. Would it kill them to give me a bit of time to prepare for my heart? Hey, time out, you guys. It really is getting late, so if we could just settle this score another day, then... No, we can't. We're going to settle it now. Who can make you feel better, Hazel or I? We need to figure that out this instant. It's a competition. This sounds like fun. Let's give it a go. Later that night, cuddled up with Ayu and Hazel, I have a dream. It's a very gentle dream of nostalgic variety. It's a dream of something that happened to me once, more than a decade ago, in my final year of high school. There was a girl in my class called Yuki. She was a transfer student, and she didn't have any friends. Though she was pretty and good at academics, she was cold and icy and kept everybody at a distance, myself included. A few guys tried to ask her out, but they were roundly rejected. I never thought I'd have a chance with her, so I never even contemplated the idea. Time passed as I never spoke to Yuki. She soon faded from my mind. That is, at least until I received a letter from her in my shoe locker. Meet me on the roof after school. I have something very important I need to discuss with you. From Yuki. The letter had been written in a neat, elegant script. The characters seemed feminine enough, but I had my doubts. Would Yuki really send me such a letter? It seemed unlikely. There was no way the real Yuki, that ice princess, would ever want to talk to me after school. It must have been a setup by the rest of my classmates. I was certain it was one big, elaborate prank. That's what I told myself. But I went to school roof regardless. I was curious. I'll admit my heart was pounding pretty hard at the time. I kept telling myself, what if? But I knew I was being silly. There was no way it was really her. But it was. She was waiting for me on the roof after school. She turned to me, her dark hair fluttering in the breeze, and said, I've been waiting for you. I had something very important I wanted to tell you. Hiroki, I love you. I was utterly astounded, as you might expect. I never imagined Yuki would say such a thing to me, of all people. It was impossible. It must have been a dream. But, though I pinched myself, I didn't wake up. Yuki's white, alabaster face didn't waver. She had written me that letter, and she had confessed to me. We had exchanged less than 5 words in the past, but she was being sincere. She loved me. I knew little about Yuki, and I doubt she knew much about me. We'd been in the same class for most of the year, but we were relatively strangers. Like everybody else, I had avoided her. If she'd ever stared at me longingly, I've never noticed. I never thought she loved me. I was wrong. I accepted her confession, and she kissed me. After that, we started going out. She was my first girlfriend, and though I didn't know much about love, I did care about her a great deal. I thought we would stay together for a long time. But that's something else I was wrong about. I haven't seen her in years. I wonder what she's doing now. Was she able to find happiness like I have? She's the fucking succubus queen. She's fine. If so, I'd be pleased for her. She was an aloof girl, and she seemed to find it hard to make friends. I wouldn't want her to be lonely. Now that's strange. Why am I thinking about Yuki at a time like this? The next morning... Beep, beep, beep. I'm pulled out of my slumber by the familiar, tiny beeping of my alarm clock. I get up, stretching, and shut off the hateful device before it can make my headache worse than it is already. I feel even more tired than usual. I must have gone to bed late last night. Snatches of the previous evening returned to me in bits and pieces as I tried to shake off my sleepiness. You and Hazel came over, didn't they? They were camped out in front of the TV for a while, arguing over the channel. They had a bit of a fight, which then descended into a competition to curry my favor. One thing led to another, and then, well, it's no wonder I feel so tired. I yawn. It's hard being popular. But I doubt this is a problem many men would sympathize with. In fact, I'm sure most men would kill me if they knew how lucky I am. I do wonder where you and Hazel are now, though. Maybe they left already. They stayed with me pretty late last night. I feel a bit bad about making them go home on their own. I'm not sure if the streets are safe for a couple of women. But, well, it's not like Hazel and you are ordinary women. They're both succubi, and they have incredible powers, not to mention amazing strength. I'm sure they'll be fine. At least I hope they are. Should I text them to see if they're alright? Would that be overbearing? It's not like I'm their father. It's with these thoughts in mind that I exit my room. I'm still in my boxer shorts. I mean to have a shower, then pull on my clothes, but I stop when I pass by the cramped kitchen. It's not empty after all. Hazel is sitting at the table, one leg folded over the other. She's wearing her sports attire, and her long hair is pulled back into a ponytail. She looks cute with the ponytail. She's brushing some of her loose hair aside with one hand, and her head is bowed. Her eyes are half-lidded, and her lips are clamped upon a banana. It's not every day I wake up to see a pretty girl in my house sitting in my kitchen. Though since I first met you, it's starting to become a semi-regular occurrence. All the same, I haven't quite gotten used to it. It's a lot to take in. Hey, Hazel, you're up pretty early. Oh, Hiroki. Hazel takes the banana from her mouth and smiles at me. Her smile is so wide and warm, I can feel the stress simply melting off my shoulders. Good morning. It's nice to see you. That should be my line. You're looking good. Good in what way? If she's fishing for compliments. What a minx. You look sexy, I'll say. This should probably go without saying, but, well, I smile. I think you look pretty sexy right now. What? Really? Oh, jeez. Hazel grins and takes another bite of her banana. Thanks a lot. You sure know how to perk a girl's spirit up. Hee. Were you feeling unperky before I dropped by? Not really. I'm always giving it 101%, you know. But, well, it's easier to get fired up when you're around. You're the best wingman there is. When you praise me, I feel like I can do anything. Then I'll keep on doing it. Hazel grins at me and I return it. There is something weighing on my mind, though. Say, Hazel, are you the only person here? That's right, why? Nothing really. I just was wondering where you went. I glance around the kitchen as though Japanese top idol might be hiding beneath the table or in one of the cupboards. But of course she isn't. As far as I can see, it's just Hazel and I here. Are you? Oh, she left already for work. She has a big concert coming up and she has to rehearse for it. Speaking of which, I should probably get going myself. I need to head over to the Okawa Sports Center so I can practice my swings. I'm cutting it pretty close. Looks like I'll probably be late. I hope Yoroku isn't too crossed with me. Hee. Has she been getting on your case lately? A little. She doesn't know that I've been spending time with you. I'm trying to keep it a secret, but I think she figured I have another special somebody I'm spending time with. She's kind of jealous like that, haha. I told her before we started dating that our relationship wasn't exclusive. She said she was fine with it, but she's a pretty jealous person. If she couldn't stand sharing me, she really should have said no. She said so. Jeez. Hazel sighs. Humans are so weird and possessive. I don't see what's wrong with spreading the love around. It's not like I was trying to trick her or anything. I'm always honest and upfront. I know you are. You don't play mind games. That's one of the reasons why I like you so much. I think Hazel's the polar opposite of you. You always turns and sputters when she has to say something even halfway nice. She seems to have a great difficulty in articulating her real feelings. Perhaps because she spends so much time wearing that artifice of a cute, sweet, simpering idol. She's a total, what is that, tsundere, though, and through. Hazel, meanwhile, isn't one to mince words. She's always up front, so she's easy to hang out with. She's a lot more chill than you is, though they both have their own appeals. Hee, you like me, huh? You like me, huh? Hazel grins. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Here, I like you a whole bunch too. Now that I've heard that, I feel like I can really give it my all today in the gym. I'm gonna work up a sweat all for you. Great. Great, you do your best. I'll be rooting for you. Alright. Hazel takes another bite of her banana, then shoots me a grin. Who cares if Yoroku acts all pissy with me? I don't need her anyways. I've got you now, and you're the sweetest, most supportive boyfriend a gal could ever dream of. Hee. Now, before I go, I've gotta give you something to remember me by. As if I could ever forget you. I know, I'm pretty unforgettable, but just let me do this one thing. Hazel finishes her banana, then darts to my side. Quick as a flash, she presses a kiss against my lips. I want to grasp her close and kiss her back, but there isn't enough time. Hazel breaks the kiss and glances at the clock, her face flushed. Ah, nuts. I've hung about way too long. I really gotta get going. I'll see you later. Have a good day at work. Yeah, see you. Have a good one. I wave after Hazel as she dashes out my apartment, the white pleats of her short skirt fluttering as she goes. The door slams, then there's silence. I'm alone again. In the past, I used to spend pretty much all my time at my apartment alone. But the company of all these cute succubi have spoiled me. The apartment, small though it is, feels much cozier when it's filled with their excitable chatter. Hazel's barely been gone 5 seconds and I miss her already. I press my fingers to my lips, savoring the warmth of her kiss. Then I shake my head. There's no point being muldaned. It sucks that we can't spend more time together, but Hazel and you and the rest have busy schedules. They all have to go to work. Speaking of which... Oh, crap. I've got to go get to work, too. The interlude with Hazel in the kitchen wasn't as brief as I thought. A good 15 minutes have passed, and I'm still in my underwear. I need to get in the shower, stat. Will I even have enough time for breakfast? This is no good. I'm going to be late. Better run, brother. Safe. I step onto the train mere seconds before the automatic doors slide shut. I have to nudge a couple of smartly dressed businessmen out of the way, which earns me a few reproachful glances, but it's a minor price to pay for getting to work on time. Why should I care what a bunch of strangers think of me? It's not like I'll see them again. I settle into a nook in the corner of the train, hemmed in by a sea of arms and elbows. The train's full to bursting, just like always. It's a warm day and I feel particularly hot and uncomfortable. At least I'm right by the door. That gives me an ample view of the Tokyo scenery as it speeds by. Not that it's all that interesting, if I'm being perfectly honest. Tourists in Tokyo like to gawp and stare at almost everything, but I've lived here for years, and I'm accustomed to all the tall, gray buildings. They don't hold any mystery to me anymore. An office block's just an office block at the end of the day, regardless of how high it is, or how many windows it has. The train rumbles around me. It rounds a bend and I shift, my head bumping against the wall. We're pulling into the next station. Not that it's any business of mine. I don't plan to get off here. The train soon comes to a stop, the doors slide open, and a bevy of men and women struggle to extract themselves from the glorified tin can. I press my body against the wall so as to give the crowd more space to disperse. As I do, I yawn. I feel pretty tired. I didn't get much sleep last night, and my shower did little to wake me up. It sure is hard trying to please a whole harem of needy succubi. And speaking of needy succubi, Hiroki, it's good to see you again. Huh? I can hear a sweet, girlish voice coupled with two very soft somethings pushing up against me. I recognize that voice, not to mention the heft of that of chest against my own. Cosmos? That's right, it's me. Where you been, girl? We missed you towards the end of the second game. Cosmos looks up at me, a coy smile playing about her lips. Her head is tilted to one side, and her cute stubby ponytail flutters. Everything about Cosmos is cute, actually. She's very upfront about her feelings, which is a big plus. I can't imagine you cuddling up to me like this in public, but that might be a blessing in disguise. Hey, Cosmos. I glance about the train awkwardly. The last of the new passengers have filed in, and the doors sliding shut. Nobody seems to be paying us much attention. This compartment's comprised of about 80% businessmen who look too tired and defeated by the daily grind to care overly much about beyond the upcoming work day. I doubt my interaction with Cosmos has much meaning for them, but there's always a chance a few Cosmos fans might be here. Cosmos does have over 2 million followers on Rapid Pound. You can never be too careful. I'm gonna not make a fuss. I'm a bit worried about this, but oh well, I haven't seen her in a long time. I might as well let her cling. I'm sure it'll be fine. Besides, if I ask her to let go, it might upset her. Cosmos isn't the sort to throw a temper tantrum. She's not like a you, but if she cries, it'll definitely attract a bunch of attention. I could do without that right now. It's good to see you. It's good to see you again. I missed you. I missed you too. I missed you so much. Cosmos nuzzles her cheeks against my chest, purring like a cat. It feels like it's been ages since we last spoke. I was starting to suffer from withdrawal symptoms. Oh yeah? Like what? It's strange, but my heart felt so dull and leaden. The sky started to look gray, and my favorite snack started to taste odd. I still took a bunch of photos for my fans, but my heart wasn't really in it. Some of them noticed. I got several comments on my last photo set where I was wearing a cute swimsuit. A swimsuit, huh? I'd like to see that. I might be Cosmo's boyfriend, but I've not yet seen her in a bikini. My fans said my smile didn't seem genuine. It didn't light up my eyes. I didn't really understand it at the time. But now, after seeing you, I feel so warm and fuzzy. I can't stop smiling. This must be true love. You're so sappy. I grinned, then rubbed the top of Cosmos' head. I'd feel bad if I was hampering your work in any way. But I'm glad you were thinking about me. Thanks, Cosmos. I love you too, even if I've been a bit absent lately. I'll try to put more time aside for you in the future. Maybe we can go on a date this weekend. How does that sound? A date? Cosmos' eyes light up. She stares at me, her face illuminated with innocent happiness. That sounds like fun. Great. Are you free this Saturday? If I wasn't before, I am now. You should know that you take priority, Hiroki. Nothing is more important to me than you. I really do love you. Cosmos giggles and presses a kiss against my cheek. I should probably tell her to be a little more cautious. Nobody's staring, but you never know. But, screw it. I might be a warrior at heart, but I can throw caution to the wind from time to time, particularly if it'll make Cosmos happy. The payoff is totally worth it. She's always adorable, but she looks even better when she smiles. What a day. I feel tired already, and I haven't even gotten to work yet. Not that I'm complaining. I need to get my act together. If I'm going to make all 5 of my succubus girlfriends happy, I need to keep working to better myself. I think I'm pretty average. My home isn't very lavish, and my job isn't all that impressive. But if I keep toiling away, I'm sure I'll be able to stand toe-to-toe with my partners. Speaking of which, I saw you and Hazel yesterday, and Cosmos earlier this morning, but I haven't seen Marina in a while. I think she's busy with work. Then there's Ifumi. What has she been getting up to? I know she's been busy shooting a new movie, but I pause in the middle of the street, hands jammed in my pockets. My eyes meeting those of Yamamoto Hifumi's, the famous actress. But this is not Hifumi in the flesh. This Hifumi is far bigger than I am, and she towers above me on a bright billboard that overlooks the street. Jesus. This Hifumi is wearing a wedding dress. It's a very silky, sexy sort of wedding dress, which displays quite a lot of her bust and the milky whiteness of her back. A white, transparent veil is affixed to her inky black hair, and cream-colored roses and ribbons adorn her outfit like something you might see on a fancy cake. Hifumi certainly looks mouth-watering enough. The length of her full skirt is very demure, but her large bust creates a nice contrast with it. She looks very sexy. I'm not the only person who stands in the street gawking. Part of me feels a little jealous. I'd like to keep Hifumi for myself. But I'm happy she's so enduringly popular. Hifumi's purple eyes are shining with the unabashed happiness of a newlywed. Looking at her feels soothing somehow. This large blow-up picture of Hifumi must be advertising for her latest movie. She told me a little about it the last I spoke to her, which must have been a couple of weeks ago, I think. She told me it's a romantic comedy in the movies. Hifumi plays a woman who sews bridal gowns for a living. After sewing so many beautiful dresses for other women, Fumi's character begins to dream about wearing such a gown for herself. And so, she begins to sew herself the most magnificent wardrobe of wedding dresses, despite not having a fiancé or even a boyfriend. Fumi's character starts to wear these wedding dresses out and about to make herself feel happy. And, in doing so, she catches the attention of several young bachelors, who soon begin to vie for her attention. It sounds diverting enough, though I can't imagine the movie will be all that complex. I doubt it will win any awards when it finally comes out, but it casts is star-studded. This movie might be marketed towards women, but I bet droves of men will flock to see it too, on account of Fumi's fame. Maybe I should go watch it too. Romantic comedies aren't really my thing, but it'd be nice to see Fumi on the big screen. Since I'm her husband, I should support her. It'll be a little awkward seeing 5 handsome actors flirt with her, but it's not like it'll be real. It's all make-believe, and besides, I really do have 5 whole lovers. If Fumi feels at all jealous about this arrangement, she doesn't say anything. She's very agreeable. Fumi can put up with my real relationships, so I should be able to put up with her fictional ones. That's only fair. I don't want to be a hypocrite. It's a little sad I can't see Fumi as much as I like, but I know you're working hard. You really are impressive, Fumi. I smile and shake my head, bemused. Jeez, I can hardly believe I'm dating a person like her. Life's full of surprises. All of a sudden, I'm feeling sentimental. But I think I might have dialed on the street corner a little too long. With great effort, I tear my eyes away from the billboard and fish my phone out of my pocket. I check the time and gasp. Huh? It's that late already? I've got to get going, or I won't make it to work. I've really got to learn to stop spacing out. I get to work a few minutes before 9. I'm not late, technically, I'm early, but the rest of my coworkers are already bowed over their desks. My boss is something of a slave driver. Work starts officially at 9, but he prefers us to get there at least 15 minutes early. A few months ago, he chewed me out for being so lax. Agasawara, good morning, my boy. Ah, yes, good morning, sir. Now that's with the mealy-mouthed reply. You should be a bit more enthusiastic. It's a beautiful morning, wouldn't you agree? Yes, it's positively divine. That's the spirit. Now, are you ready to get to work? I'm expecting results. Yes, sir. I sigh. My boss hasn't scolded me half as much as he used to. In fact, he's being pretty friendly. I never imagined we'd ever be on such good terms. I've worked for the Sakura daily for a few years, but I've never quite seen eye to eye with my boss. He's a large, overwhelming man, both in body and in personality. He's the sort of person who commands attention when he walks into a room, and he's not afraid of telling people exactly what he thinks of them. I used to complain about him all the time with my colleagues, behind his back, of course. He's not all that likable. I don't think he likes me at all that much either. He didn't, at least, but that changed when he learned about my connection to Marina. Marina's influence has helped our agency land all sorts of jobs. My boss and my colleagues don't know the exact nature of our relationship, but I think they can make an educated guess. We did go on a trip to the hot springs together, after all. My boss is well aware that I have friends in high places, and now he's doing all he can to flatter my ego. It's incredibly transparent. To be honest, it makes me feel uncomfortable. My colleagues have taken a very dim view of my new status in the office. I was never all that close to my coworkers, but we used to go drinking from time to time, and they were never above chatting to me. We were all in the same boat, victims of the boss's capricious whims. Now my boss is paying me a special attention. My colleagues have turned their backs on me. They're particularly jealous about my relationship with Marina, and you, and Cosmos. Et al. Being a popular guy is surprisingly hard. Let me run you through the day's agenda, Agasawara. My boss issues me orders, while I nod and jot them down on my laptop. It looks like I have a couple of complex jobs to take care of. First, I have to attend some dull, dry government conference to take a few pics for an upcoming article. Then I need to go to some sporting event. I've got a busy day ahead of me. Well, I guess too much work is better than no work. And there you have it. It's a lot, but I'm sure you can manage. My boss slaps a large hand on my shoulder and laughs. You've proven yourself to be quite capable over the last few months. I had my reservations about you at first, I'll admit, but I'm wise enough to admit when my judgment was erred. With your connections, you've become an indispensable part of our company. We never would have been admitted to the conference if your little friend, Miss Watsuzaki, had intervened on our behalf. We're really going places. Thank you, kid. Or thank you. Where did I get kid from? No. I ducked my head abashed. It's nothing, sir. That's all Marina's doing, not mine. You don't need to thank me for the help. But she's only helping us because of you. We all know that. It's obvious. I can't say I understand what you are to Miss Watsuzaki, but I hope you hang on to her. She's been a great blessing. Ho. My boss laughs uproariously, as though he's been told a funny joke. His voice is very, very loud, and I wince. My colleagues are all glaring at me. I can hear a few of them whispering amongst themselves. It looks like the boss is sucking up to Asagawara again. Pfft, like that's anything new. It's not fair. If I'd come into the office as late as him, I would have been chewed out. It's one rule for him, another for the rest of us. It's like he's untouchable. He must be feeling pretty smug about all this. I bet he feels especially smug about this relationship. This coworker makes little quotations marks with his fingers. With Watsuzaki Marina? Watsuzaki Marina, of all people? I still can't believe a plain, ordinary guy like him was able to pull her. There's no justice in this world. Some people have life way too easy. What about the rest of us? My colleagues sound pretty annoyed, and I can't say I blame them. I'd be annoyed too if I was in their shoes. Their jealous looks are making me feel kind of bad, though. I don't think I've done anything to apologize for. My boss is the one at fault for flaunting his favoritism like this, but my natural instinct is to bow my head. I don't really want my coworkers to hate me. Hey, you lot. The boss, overhearing these mutinous whispers, glowers at my colleagues. Stop gossiping amongst yourselves and start working. I don't pay you to flap your lips. Maybe I'll consider what you have to say when you've contributed enough to the company, but not a single one of you is there yet. Compared to Asagawara, you're all parasites. You're not even fit to lick my boots. Now shut up. Yes, boss. A pathetic chorus of voices respond to my boss's jabs. Head swivel, eyes focus on computer screens, and a steady click-clack of keyboards fills the office. Nobody's talking anymore. Nobody's looking at me either. But I can still sense the resentment in the air. The atmosphere is awfully tense. It feels like a powder keg ready to blow, and it's all my fault. This is pretty uncomfortable. I wasn't made to be the center of attention. Very good. My boss nods his head, arms folded. At least he looks satisfied. Doesn't he realize how tense it is? Maybe he's so far removed from petty office politics that he doesn't care. Now, do you know what you have to do, Asagawara? Yes, boss. Don't worry. Leave everything to me. Good lad. I knew I could count on you. It's a shame you don't have any appointments with any sexy women today. I'm sure you're dying to photograph Hazel Williams again, or Yamamoto Hifumi. But keep your spirits up. My boss slaps my shoulder again. It hurts. I'm sure the opportunity will arise in due course. Until then, you need to work these dull, ordinary jobs. If you keep at it, I'm sure you'll be rewarded, in my humble opinion. Nothing about my boss is humble. You deserve as much. Keep up the good work, you hear? Yes, boss. He's so loud I can't help but hear him. Satisfied, my boss ambles back to his office. In his absence, my colleagues begin to mutter amongst themselves. I can't catch everything they're saying, but I hear my name being tossed around more than a few times. Are they plotting to murder me? I don't want to be cut up and dissolved in a bathtub. I have a pretty bad feeling about this. Jeez. I stare blankly at my monitor. My head's starting to hurt. Time passes in a blur. The working week crawls to a close. Before I know it, Friday's evening is upon me. It'll be Saturday morning. I promised I'd go out on a date with Cosmos then. A proper date. I'm not entirely sure where I'll take her, though. It might be nice to go to a cafe where I can treat Cosmos to one of the immensely sugary desserts she seems to covet so much. But we've been on several cafe dates already. I don't want to bore her. I should try something new and exciting. Maybe we could go to the movies. I think that new romantic comedy starring Hifumi opens tomorrow. But it might be insensitive to take my girlfriend to see my other girlfriend, who likes to call herself my wife, on the big screen. Cosmos is one of the clingiest members of my retinue, and I wouldn't want to hurt her feelings. I don't get to spend much time with her as it is. I'd hate to spoil our date and let her down. The movies is probably out then. But what about a theme park? I don't think I've ever been there with Cosmos. Destinyland isn't too far away. Must be a knockoff of Disneyland. We can get there on the train. It shouldn't take much more than an hour. Destinyland is a super popular theme park for children and adults alike. It has a whole bunch of rides. The staff members dress up like popular Destiny characters, and their parades and fireworks displays. I was right, it's Disney World. Cosmos' interest tends towards the cute and kitsy, so I'm sure she'd love it. I might act dry and humorous, but I'm pretty fond of Destinyland, though it's been years since I last went. Who doesn't love Destinyland? It's a place of hopes and dreams, magic, but it's also expensive. Can I afford 2 tickets on my meager salary? Jeez, I need to stop worrying. I'm supposed to have fun on my date with Cosmos, not fret over tiny details. I don't think it really matters where we go. I'm sure Cosmos will be happy regardless of what I choose. She's not very picky. It'll be fine, Hiroki. I'll be happy so long as I'm with you. I'm sure that's what she'll say. That's a comfort. Though there's a few other things I'm also worried about. Cosmos is famous. If we go anywhere too populated, we might attract attention. People will start snapping photos of us, and then news of our relationship will spread across the internet like wildfire. It would cause a huge scandal. People will find my address and start throwing eggs at my house, and Cosmos' reputation will plummet. She might lose all her fans. I don't want that to happen. Maybe she can wear a disguise. A pair of dark sunglasses, perhaps? Would anybody notice her then? Dating a celebrity, even an e-celebrity like Cosmos, is a lot of hard work. And I have to worry about this stuff with not just 1, but 5 women. The mere thought of it is exhausting. I yawn, pressing a hand to my mouth, tear beads in my eyes. It's getting pretty late. It's already pitch black outside. I should probably hit the hay. I can worry about what I want to do tomorrow. I settle down on my futon, sighing as the stress fades from my aching limbs. I feel light and fluffy, like I'm floating on a cloud. Within minutes, I fall asleep. I'm so exhausted. I fully expect to sleep for hours and hours, but... Hey, Hiroki? Huh? I can hear a voice that's soft and sweet and feminine, and it sounds familiar. I'm only half awake, but I'm sure that's... Cosmos? That's right. Good morning, Hiroki. It's nice to see you. Good morning? I blink, wiping the sleep from my eyes, and sit up. It's still pitch black outside, and I know it's late. Before I glance at my alarm clock. It's not even 4 a.m. yet, Cosmos. I know, but I wanted to see you. I simply couldn't wait. I was so excited about our date, I didn't get a single wink of sleep. It's been so long since I had you all to myself. I couldn't hold myself back. I'm not a bad girl, am I? No, I don't think so. It's a little inconvenient that she's so attached. I would have liked to get a couple more hours of sleep at least. But I'd be churlish sort of man to rebuff Cosmos' affection. I know she means well. I'm flattered you like me so much, Cosmos, but what are you wearing? Now that I'm slightly more awake, the unusualness of Cosmos' attire strikes me with a full force. She isn't wearing her pink holographic jacket and her criminally tight shorts, and neither is she wearing her clingy succubus attire. Oh shit. She's a bunny now. She dresses up like a bunny girl. Her curves are barely contained by a skin-tight leotard. The black leotard bears a few similarities to her succubus outfit, but I suppose it's slightly more modest. That's not saying all that much, though. Cosmos has paired her leotards with a pair of black tights, which are ever more slightly see-through. The curves of her hips is clearly defined, as in the bulging of her full thighs. Her outfits have been capped off with a pair of floppy ears and a fluffy white tail. She looks utterly adorable. So, you noticed, did you? It took you a little while. Maybe it isn't bold enough. Cosmos glances down at her attire, her brow furrowed. I have a lot of other costumes back at home. I wear them during my photo shoots for my Rapid Pound followers. I have a tight Chinese dress, a maid outfit, and lots of swimsuits. I wasn't sure which one you would like the most, so I picked one of my very favorites. But maybe it's too plain. What do you think, Hiroki? Oh no, it's not plain at all. I think it suits you perfectly. You do? Yeah, it clings to you in all the right places. I can see all your curves. Your chest looks great. There's even a window so I can see your belly button. That's super cute. Hee. Cosmos giggles. I like that too. I think it's one of those outfit's best features. Man, belly buttons sure are great. Your numbers are super cute too, guys. But I prefer I'm gonna say I prefer if I can get a better look at your behind. Belly buttons are great and all, but they can't compare to a nice behind. In that regard, I think Hazel might just have you beaten. But you're both adorable in your own rights. When it comes to pure lewdness, not even I can compete with Hazel. She's so shameless. I would never go outside in a skirt without wearing panties. This is the best I can do. I know I might not stack up against her, but did I do good? You did great. I give Cosmos a thumbs up. She beams and claps her hands together. Yay! Cosmos' cuteness has helped me forget for a few moments how tired I am. But a few questions still remain. Did you walk here in that outfit? All the way from your house? Your home? I did, but don't worry. I wore a coat on top. Nobody should have seen. I've worn even skimpier outfits than this to take photos for social media. But right now, you're the only person in the world who can see me like this. I belong to you. That's a relief, at least. I wonder if she could get in trouble for flaunting public decency laws in a get-up like that. It's not like she's revealing anything. Hostesses in bars sometimes wear less. I'd rather not risk it, though. It caused quite a stir if Cosmos Moretti, the famous Rapid Pound, was incarcerated for being simply too lewd. And how'd you get into my apartment anyway? I thought I locked the door. Don't tell me I forgot. I hope I'm not going senile. I'm not even 30 yet. It was locked, don't worry. That didn't stop me, though. Nothing can get in the way of my love for you. Ah, yes, I should have figured. This isn't the first time Cosmos has bypassed locks and sneaked unbiting into my home. She's done this a couple times already, which explains why I'm not more startled than I am. I guess I've become used to it. She freaked me out the first time she showed up at my apartment unannounced, but now I know she doesn't mean any harm. She's not a wicked succubus who wants to drain me for my life's essence. She just wants to be my girlfriend. She's pretty pushy about it, but her instance is kind of cute. The other succubi need to step up their game, or Cosmos will take my heart in one fell swoop. Hey, Hiroki, are you going to pay a little more attention to me? I did come all this way here to see you, and I was walking in heels. You should tell me that you love me. You're my boyfriend, so I only want you to look at me. Right, I'm sorry, Cosmos. My voice trails off. Cosmos is holding something in her hand. It looks like a paintbrush. Its bristles dripping with brown. Paint, is it? Actually, I'm not too sure about that. It smells a bit too sweet to be paint. Is that melted chocolate? Ding ding, you got it. Well done. Since you're so smart, I'll give you a prize. I'll cover myself in chocolate and you can lick it off of me. It's been so long since we've spent any time together. I wanted to do something special. Slowly, Cosmos dabs a brown heart upon her cleavage. The bristles press against her pale skin, dyeing it. I watched on, awed. Forget belly buttons and armpits. This sight is way more erotic than either of those things. So, Hiroki? Aren't you going to help me? Help you? With that? With what? With my outfit, of course. If this keeps up, it's going to get all dirty. I love this bunny girl costume. I think it's really cute. I'd hate for it to get covered in sticky, goopy chocolate. So you'll have to help me remove it. Does that sound like fun? I'm getting excited just thinking about it. After that escapade, I washed my futon and scrubbed melted chocolate from the titanium floor as best I can. Cosmos hops into the shower and she cleans herself. Fortunately, the chocolate comes away quite easily, but she does stain one of my towels brown. At least she has the whereabouts to look guilty about it. Wherewithal. It's not like I'm really angry either. It's only a stupid towel. Cosmos' happiness is far more important. By the time we've put everything right, the sun has risen. It's 7 a.m. now. Too late to go back to bed. I still feel tired, but I decide to go ahead with my promised day. We eat breakfast together in my kitchen, then set off to a nearby art gallery. Cosmos' experiment with the melted chocolate must have inspired me. We walk around and examine all the paintings hand in hand. To any outside observer, I'm sure we look like an ordinary couple out on a date. Cosmos is wearing her cat ears, like always, but we don't run into any of her adoring fans. Maybe they can't recognize her when she isn't wearing her more risque outfits. It doesn't seem like the men and women in this art gallery know Cosmos' real identity, either as a social media star or as a succubus. I doubt they know anything we did earlier this morning either. Even I'm a little shaken and was an active participant. It doesn't quite feel real. But the sensation of Cosmos' palm in my own reassures me that this is my new reality. I don't just have one wonderful girlfriend, I have 5, and I'm determined to make them all happy even if it kills me. I care about them all far too much to choose favorites. Alright, darling, open wide and say ah. After our trip to the art gallery, Cosmos asked me if we could go to this cute cafe. It's a place I have many fond memories of. It was here Cosmos and I had our first real interaction. Well, no, that's not quite right. Our first real interaction was on the train, when I was on my way to work, but I didn't think that really counts. We didn't really talk. Cosmos just pushed herself up against me, most indecently, I might add. Back then, I didn't even know her name. I never imagined that our relationship would escalate as it has, or that we'd even have a relationship. Life sure does work in mysterious ways. She's my girlfriend now, though it was in this very cafe that she confessed her feelings to me. Though she barely knew me, she was certain she loved me. She was interested in the man who had ensnared her exciting older sisters, Marina and Ayu, so she's decided to nominate herself as my girlfriend. Technically, she's still the only one of the 5 succubi I know who's my girlfriend. Ayu calls me her cameraman, Marina calls me her partner, Hifumi calls me her husband, and Hazel calls me her wingman, but Cosmos is probably the most lovey-dovey. She likes holding my hand, sneaking kisses, and embracing me, and, come on, open up. If you don't, the ice cream will melt. I don't want to waste it. It's really, really good. Well, now, I cross my legs beneath the table. Since I'm kind of tall, my knees bump against the underside of the table, and it shakes, as does my black coffee and Cosmos' extravagant sundae. I swear, for such a skinny girl, Cosmos sure does eat a lot of sweets. I wonder where all the calories go. To her chest? That would certainly explain her figure. I'm not that big on sweets myself. I bought that sundae so you could enjoy it, not me. But you've not eaten anything since breakfast. You'll go hungry. Cosmos pouts. Let me look after you. It's what a girlfriend's supposed to do. You get so intense about the strangest of things. I know I'm strange, but I don't think this is. Cosmos pouts. You're my boyfriend and I want to look after you. That's normal. At least I think it's normal. Lots of girls do stuff like this with their partners. Guess you're right there. There's nothing wrong with wanting to make your significant other happy. That's right. Cosmos nods enthusiastically. A few drops of half-melted ice cream drip from the spoon and land on the table. I'm glad we're on the same page. You are my significant other, and you are very, very significant to me. You have a big place in my heart. You make me happy, so I want to make you happy in return. Ice cream makes me happy, so it should make you happy. Now eat. Cosmos jabs the spoon in my direction. Eat from the spoon that was in my mouth, and swallow my saliva along with the gooey melted ice cream. It will taste really good. You think your saliva tastes good? It can't taste bad, or I'd gag every time I swallow. Good point. I smile. Maybe you could do that what Hifumi does and sell your bottled spit. I hear it's very lucrative. Hifumi sells her spit? What is it called? In Kuchikamazaki. Yeah, it's a special kind of sake made from fermented spit. Wow. Cosmos' brow furrows. Hifumi is more degenerate than I thought. I don't know if degenerate is the right word. It's a very dignified, ancient Japanese art. Do you think I'm dignified, Hiroki? I think you're adorable. I think you're adorable, even more so when you get all pouty. I nudge Cosmos' foot beneath the table. I'm not big on sweets, like I said, but I have no problem with your spit, and I bet the ice cream will taste pretty good when fed to me by a total cutie like you. Cosmos blinks her big, shiny eyes. Her face turns an adorable shade of pink as I slurp the ice cream from her spoon. She was the one who suggested, nay, demanded, that we share a spoon, but it looks like she's getting flustered. Hiroki, Cosmos shifts in her seat. She drops the spoon on the table with a clatter, then surveys me beneath her eyelashes. Do you really think I'm adorable? I swallowed the ice cream with a shudder. I was right. It is too sweet. Then smile. Of course I do. You're the best. Aw. The best? Cosmos cups her cheeks with her hands. I've never been told that before. Well, you'd better get used to it, because I'm going to keep saying it. Don't forget, I like you a lot. If I didn't, we wouldn't be going on a date right now. What? Cosmos squeaks. Well, I did assume you must like me. It is strange, though. Aren't you used to being liked? You're one of the most popular creators on Rapid Pound. You must get compliments every single day. I do, but the kindness of strangers, though appreciated, isn't the same as your kindness. When those people compliment me, they usually talk about my body. They don't know me as a person, so they can't talk about my personality. And while they call me sexy, they don't often call me cute. Good, then this can be a thing between me and you. Your fans can call you sexy all they want, but I'll call you cute. And I want to see all the sides of you that you don't show anybody else. We can go on dates together, and I'll do all the sappy couple things with you that you like. You can feed me in public, and we can link arms. We'll do whatever you want, if it makes you happy. What? No, that isn't how this works. Cosmos pouts and kicks me under the table. I'm supposed to make you happy. But I want to make you happy. But I'm your girlfriend. It's my job. No, it's not. Don't talk like that. I don't want you to think this is a chore. I want you only to do things with me if you want to. Don't force yourself. I'm not. I'm more worried that I'm forcing you. I've never dated anybody before, and there's a lot of things I still don't understand. There's a lot of things I want to do with you, too. Being with you is exciting, but I'm afraid I'm too demanding. I don't want to make you uncomfortable. You don't, and if you did, I'd tell you. I ruffle the top of Cosmos' head. Don't worry, we can't all be experienced with these things. I'll come with you. It'll come with time, and we have plenty of that. It's not like I'm planning to break up with you. Oh, Hiroki, thank you. Cosmo smiles. You really are nice. I appreciate it a lot. You're so good to me. It makes me worry. What about? About what it will happen if you have to leave me. Why would I ever do that? Don't you believe me when I say I want to be with you? I know I've been busy with work lately, but I really do want to stay by your side. Hee. Cosmos giggles. You say you don't like sweets, but you're a pretty good sweet talker yourself. Your words are even more sugary than my sundae. Hearing that makes me happy. Marina always scolds me, and you teases me, but I think you understand me. You're so nice. But you've ensnared so many hearts, it seems inevitable she'll notice. Then she might get jealous. If she takes you from me. Cosmos' brow furrows. She dips her head, her expression troubled. Well, I'll just hope that doesn't happen. I don't want to say goodbye to you. I love you way too much. Huh? And that's where we're gonna call it. I appreciate everybody for stopping by as usual. I appreciate the ones that will stop by later. I love these games. I'm trying to finish this before Mortal Kombat 14 drops, so I got about a week. We'll be doing that story, maybe some online, not sure yet. Definitely the story. But we'll be back again tomorrow. Again, I appreciate everybody for stopping by. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Helps out the channel, and I appreciate it more than you know. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. With that, I must bid you all adieu. Goodbye, and good night.